Hello there, World of Tankers, I'm Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the T54e2 Shark. This is the Tier 8 American Premium Heavy Tank that we have all been waiting to finally hit the stores, and it is here. And, well, how much is it going to cost you to get into your tank? Well, yeah, that's a bit of a problem, because it has a 3% drop chance in crates, no charms, and even if you got the vehicle and you wanted to get the camo, you can't even buy it because you literally have to get that in crates too. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem, and I'm not too happy with Wargaming for making this tank such an expensive thing to try and get. The crates are cheap, I will say that. 20,000 gold for 21 crates is not a bad deal. However, at the same time, for only a 3% drop chance, that is the lowest drop chance I've ever seen in Blitz history for a Tier 8 vehicle. So yeah, not necessarily the best thing. So, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about the tank. I'm going to be playing the tank live for you guys, showing you the statistics, the armor profile, everything you need to know about the tank, and of course, is it worth it to drop even the slightest penny to try and get this tank in your garage? So let's take a look at the armor profile first and see how it is. So that's actually Meetsy's video up. Let's go over to the T54e2 armor profile here. So looking at the armor of the tank, you can see it's pretty dang thick. This is a T2065 aiming at the front, and the T2065 has 221 millimeters of standard pen, which is quite good. So the frontal armor on the tank is, yeah, kind of impenetrable when you look at the upper part. 300 millimeters thick, 375. This is thicker than pretty much like an Object 252 on the upper plate. Then you take a look, it's actually not as thick as a 252, but don't quote me on that, but it is super, super thick on the upper plate. Then you take a look at the turret armor, and as well, the turret is practically impossible to penetrate. Yeah, the turret is also super, super thick on the tank. So the two important things that needed to be armored are very well armored on the tank. Now, don't get me wrong, there are weak spots on the vehicle. You have a massive gaping lower plate that's only about 150 millimeters thick, and as well, you've got a massive cupola on the top that's also only about 150 thick, and there's one weak spot that a lot of people don't know about. Right below the gun, you have this little flat plate of armor. If you are face-hugging this tank, shoot it every single opportunity you get, because that's going to be the only chance. If you're face-hugging this thing, this is practically what you're going to be looking at. All red, except for that little bar right there. So shoot at that bar. It's only 200, and you should easily be able to do it. So that's the frontal armor. The side armor, yeah, it's not very thick. It's about like the T32, 120, 85. Side of the turret is also very weak. So it's only really the front of this tank that's very, very thick. And if you're using your gun depression, well, just imagine that your entire tank is impenetrable. Even the cupola is very hard to hit. Because if we take a look in my garage, that cupola is not a large target. It's actually pretty small, about the same size as your Chieftain Mark 6 or like your Chrysler K, and I never worry about being penned in the cupola with my Chrysler K, so I really wouldn't worry in this tank either. So talking about the statistics, it has 0.326 dispersion on the gun, so that's pretty dang good. As well, the aiming time is 2.5 seconds, or no, it's 3.5 seconds, it's not 2.5, it's 3.5 seconds, which is pretty dang good as well, and penetration, 231 on the standard. It is 278 on the premium, I think, and of course I am running calibrated, and the HE is 58 millimeters, so yeah, it's kind of crazy on all the statistics. Now, it only has about 2,200 DPM, so not the best DPM. In fact, it's quite low, and I don't know why my team's going this way, judging that we don't have heavy tanks. My Scorpion G is like, yes, let's push our lightly armored tank destroyer to a spot that's not going to go very well, but I'm going to push my tank over here. I'm going to ignore the team and go this way. I think my armor is strong enough to deal with the enemy team. They pretty much all have tank destroyers, so we're going to be seeing how this does work out. As well, the tank goes a pretty good 40 kilometers per hour, so you're going to be seeing all those statistics right now. So, of course, one shell kills our loader, so we have to use our repair kit there. But it looks like the enemy team's going to be pushing most of their tanks over to that side of the map. So let's get this STA, one shell into him there. 324 damage. This is the same type of gun you'll find on your T32, your Chrysler K, 310 average damage. So that's always very, very nice. I want to be a little bit careful here because I really don't know where all the enemy team is. There's an RHM right there, and yeah, let's see if we can get this STA. So I don't know where their RHM is. That's a tank that, of course, I want to be very, very careful of. But here we go. Let's get a shot into their STA, and thank you very much for those 300 hit points. The RHM has just been spotted, which, of course, is a pretty nice thing to know. So let's get a, well, let's not get a shell in, I guess, on that T28 prototype. Teammate just went in my way there. I'm going to try and slip my way past that RHM, shot him on the move, and yes, just able to get out of the danger zone. So let's pop our way over to the side here. The enemy team is not necessarily one of the strongest teams, I can say that. So let's not hit that guy. Dispersion is not the best on the move, I can say that. But since this tank doesn't have the best mobility, it's really not that bad. So here we go, using our, it's not great TPM. We do not have the best TPM at all. It's only 3,200. It's okay. It's about average, I'd say. But like you can see the penetration on this tank pretty dang good. And yeah, I don't even need to fire premium at this guy to easily pen him. So let's get another shell in. You know what, I'm going to back up. I don't want to get penned by all these guys. And yeah, this VK, I doubt he can even pen us. There you go, missing a shell in the dirt. So we're just going to sit here and continue to pump shell after shell into this guy. 388 damage. Just going to sit here, and I'm going to face hug this guy while I can. And we're going to try and deal with like this, you know what, we'll just load premium, tap you, back up. I don't want him to hit my weak spots. But there are a lot of tanks right now dealing with me. Now, of course, the prototype's dead. So there you go. A lot of the tanks I had to worry about are now dead, and this guy, not really sure what he's doing, but he's going to really struggle to penetrate our tank because, of course, we do have such that thick frontal armor. There you go, VK bouncing right on our tank, and RHM finish him off, and there you go. So that was a very first battle. I kind of messed up that English there. Very good first battle to show how the tank works. The armor profile is great. In fact, I think that this tank is kind of overpowered if you do get it in the correct scenario. That was 3,002 damage, and all I did was just kind of sit there and pen my shells. And that's what's good about the tank, is that literally if you hide your lower plate, that cupola is not really a weak spot. And nobody's really going to get shells into that little bar I showed you unless they're really trying to aim. And even then, you have to be at the right angle, the right height to hit that. Honestly, this tank is kind of overpowered in my opinion. And that's why Wargaming kind of did it smart. They said, hey, we're not going to put it in charms because we don't want the mass population of people to get it. So we're not going to have it in charms. We are just going to have this tank with a 3% drop chance and a lot of crates. So I understand why they did it, but I really wish they had put it in charms. So I do think this tank is overpowered. I think that it is really overpowered because the Glynn, yes. Sorry, it is very early in the morning for me, so I'm just trying to get my words out here without a big jumble of slurs, but the gun is pretty good. It's got great aiming time, great dispersion, and let's get a nice tap into that, or not, you know. I'm not sure what that CDC is doing, first of all. Why is he over here? Yeah, that's a question the world may never know, but here we go. Let's get that T-32. I know that one will hit. Let's put on our adrenaline. We got a lot of targets right now that we could shoot at, although as soon as I say that, they all go into cover. So we got the T-32 over to the side. That did connect, and that went right into the side armor of the tank. I'm not sure what is up with the enemy teams right now. CDC pushed heavier out, and I can't say that was necessarily the smartest thing. Even the T54e2, what the heck is the enemy team doing? So we're going to load high explosive and try and get it right in the butt of that T54e2. There you go, 467. Gotta love HE. We bounced one shell. This is like the Goldilocks position for this tank. I'm not even going to worry about this guy behind us. Let's get this T-34. Oof, it did not penetrate the side of the turret. Very, very surprised about that. But 8 seconds later, we'll have another shell, so that's no big problem. So here we go. Let's get a shot into this 34. So as I said, DPM is quite bad. Like, you can see that that reload for only 300 damage is quite long. But at the same time, it's not really that unbearable because you've got a crazy armor profile. So let's... that would have been great if that had hit, but no. I don't think shells ever like that will hit, so you know what, let's just maybe try and pen a shell onto the side there. Let's take a blind shot, and, well, it did it, but I don't think it penned, so I'm not going to deal with that 34 right now. We've got the Progetto over here. That Bulldog is dead, so it's just the T2065, and that guy's dead too. So, man, their team just evaporated. So I didn't really get to even show the armor profile, really, of the tank because their team died so quickly. Let's get a nice tap right into the side there, and let's put on our adrenaline. If we could get one more shell out, that would be great. So let's try and do it. 3, 2, 1, and fire. So there we go, another final finishing shot. So this was another pretty good game to show the armor profile, and, well, we didn't really get to show the armor, but again, 2,300 damage out is definitely nothing bad to talk about. And we'll do one more game in the tank, because I really haven't gotten to show it in true brawling sense. Of course, that first game I did, but I wasn't really in a gun depression position, and I was still able to block a crazy amount of shells. Just a little bit of advice. If you see this tank and you think, oh, I'll face hug it, my tank's got better armor, do not try and face hug this vehicle. It may be one of the worst ideas you possibly have, because it's honestly just a beast in all of the armor profiles. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the crates in this game other than the playstyle, because you pretty much get the playstyle. It's just use your turret armor and you'll be pretty OP. So let me just message all the peoples in chat. So the armor profile, as I said, is broken, but the crates. This is the issue. 3% drop chance to get this vehicle. Is it worth it? So I would definitely say it's worth it for that 3-in-1 bundle. I think it's like, what, 2,000 gold? You get 3 crates? Yeah, go for that. That's not a bad deal. However, I can't say it's worth it for the crates because it's a 3% drop chance. And, if it had charms, I'd say, maybe it's a 50-50, go for it. But it doesn't have charms. That's the issue. It's not a charms crate. It's just, ooh, that tiger got just obliterated there. But it's not in charms. It's just, you can't get it guaranteed. And with that, I've got to go back to my old roots and say, yeah, if you can't get the tank guaranteed, it's not worth it in my opinion. So you can see the turret armor of that T54e2 across the map, and I'm pretty sure their T54e2 hit me at the same time. But yeah, look at that turret armor on the tank. It is crazy, crazy thick. Well, oh my god, that is ridiculous that we hit that. So there you go, we both got hit in the cupola there. So I guess I take it back. Cupola can be hit, but not really easily. So let's get another shell into you. That guy not necessarily knowing how to play his tank correctly there. We got a pretty nasty shell, though, from that RHM in the side of our turret. I've never really expecting that, but oh, I would have loved to have gotten that shell into that RHM. We got that T69. Let's get a nice little tap there. You can see that dispersion on the gun is just downright amazing. Like, you really don't miss your shells here. So again, let's just load one final shell into this T69. There you go, perfectly where I aimed. We got the RU-251, who I'm not worried at all. He can pen us, whatever. There you go, 451 HE in the side. And yeah, that RU is, I'm not sure really what he had expected going there for him. But I can't say it's really the best idea anymore. So on the move, you know what? Yeah, doesn't really matter. You can see that this tank is just downright OP in my opinion. So I could be wrong. I could just be getting lucky games out here. But I do think it's actually overpowered. Even against tier 9s, this upper plate is going to be ridiculously thick. So let's see if we can get a shell into that RU. There we go, 314. That Tiger 1 is actually the only guy that's managed to tap us a lot of times here. But yeah, I'm not too worried about this. We're already at 1,000 damage blocked, and all that's left is that T54e2. So I don't know why they went to the heavy route, because of course you can't use gun depression in the position they put their tanks. So let's see if we can finish off this T54e2 here. I want to see how the armor profile really is. Well, we did bounce there, but I want to see what it really looks like frontally. So let's slap on our adrenaline here. And what does it look like? Well, yeah, you can see that upper plate, even with premium, yeah, that's amazing thick. So the T54e2, that's my opinion on it. It is an overpowered tank if played in the correct scenario. It's sort of like the Carnarvon Action 10 of Tier 8 American Heavies. It is what it lived up to be, and I'm actually happy that it is a strong tank. It can still be taken out. This is the thing. It's overpowered, but it's not overpowered in the sense that it's just downright OP. Like the Carnarvon Action 10, it's OP just because it has everything going for it. It has the DPM, it has the aiming time, it has the gun, it has the mobility, it has the armor profile. This tank doesn't have all the things, but what it has frontally, if you get it in the right scenario, and that's not hard to do as you saw there, it is overpowered in the correct scenario. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But yeah, don't buy crates, don't gamble. I don't care how much money you have, it's not worth it to try and pick up this tank. It's a 3% drop chance. Wait for it to come out again. It will come out cheaper. That is 100% fact. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But other than that, I hope you're all doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.